This video is brought to you by 101figurine.ro. Check out 101figurine.ro to see a large assortment of action figures and statues from your favorite universes. Hello and welcome, my name is Lazar, and today on the turntable we have the Gul'dan figure from Jakks Specific. This is supposed to resemble the Warcraft movie, which we got about, I don't know, 6 months ago. So this is the packaging for Gul'dan. This is Series 2, okay, they did have a Series 1, which was a little bit disappointing, and here's hoping that Series 2 will make up for Series 1. So on the top you got a little bit of a tape there, which we will firmly cut. Then I want to show you guys that you do have a bit of a background inside of the box, which you can use if you so desire. Just let me try to get this thing out. Alright, there we go. Here's Gul'dan along with the blister, and this is the background I've been speaking about. It's a orc tower. If you guys play Warcraft 3, that should be familiar to you. Now to get Gul'dan out of the packaging and have a bit of a closer look at the paint application, the sculpt, and the accessory he comes with. Alright, we managed to get him out. He stands on his own because of the big cloak he's got. And we also get the warlock staff. Now, for a bit of a closer look at him, I want you to see the face sculpt, the paint applications. The head has no articulation, unfortunately, and also we're gonna gloss over the entire articulation of the figure. So again, the head does not move, unfortunately, it's fixed into position. And as you can see, the paint application as well as the sculpt is pretty lacking, unfortunately. Many details on this figure are not properly painted out. They just have a black wash over the entire figure. Like for example, on the side of the cloak, you see we have 3 skulls here, which are just painted over with the same green paint on the cloak. Okay, so they're not accentuated, they don't have their own color, which is a bit of a crying shame. Again, just a whole lot of lack of attention to detail. This thing on the back, which has no business being there, that stamp, and look at the whole mess they did on the details on the back. The bone structures for Gul'dan. I don't even know what the hell happened here. This is just a simple giant mess. You can't make out anything out of this. I'm guessing some bones that were sticking out through the cloak, just like in the movie, were supposed to be accentuated there and detailed, but it's just a whole blobby mess of paint because I can't call it anything else. As for the face, again, the same black wash put over the entire thing, some paint slop on the beard as well. The rings which are supposed to hold these 2 bones in place, again, not painted over properly, just the green from the cloak. Again, a very rather disturbing lack for attention of detail there. Okay, so they simply didn't care, they just left it as it is. The same can be said for the skulls on the back bones of Gul'dan. Okay, these are some bones which are protruding from his skin. They have some skulls there. Again, these are not detailed over, not painted. Rather disappointing when it comes to the attention for detail. When it comes to Jakks Specific figures, I kind of got used to this. So I think it's fairly safe to assume at this point that Series 2 got the same treatment as Series 1. Again, these are not collectibles from my point of view. What these are toys for children, and they treated them as such. The figure does come at a $20 price point, so it's not very expensive, definitely not, but we have seen other manufacturers, I won't give any names, that produce much better quality figures for the exact same price point. The Gauntlet, again, you see it has a bit of a detail to it, okay? It has some elements on it that are not painted over. Again, they are not accentuated in any way, shape, or form. I'm sorry to say that this is a bit of a disappointment to me. As for the articulation, the shoulders for the hands do have pinned hinges. The articulation is, well, let's call it decent. It's a little bit hindered by the cloak, but you can get, I guess, a few hand poses for Gul'dan. As for the wrist itself, it comes on a pinned hinge, so you do get the swivel and the 90-degree bend, and you also get a 90-degree bend at the elbow as well. No detailing on the actual nails of Gul'dan either. If I flip this up so I can show you the articulation for the figure, the 2 hip joints are pinned hinges, so you will get a bit of a swivel out of them. Okay, back and forward, that is. That's how the swivel will work. For the bend itself, it can't bend outwards too much because of the cloak. Again, it's made out of soft rubber, but it's not soft enough that the legs stay spread out. Again, it'll just rebound back into place and push the legs back inwards. so you can get the leg out about that much. When it comes to the actual hinge, you get about a, I don't know what's that, 90 degree, almost 90 degree, and you also get a hinge at the foot as well, but with no swivel. Fortunately for us, it doesn't have a problem standing up, but again, because of the cloak, not because of the actual feet. They play almost no part in stabilizing the figure. And you also get a pinned hinge there, a hinge, I'm sorry. A pin, sorry about that, at the waist, so you will be able to get a bit of a swivel. The problem with that one would be that, as you can see, you turn it to the side and the kilt no longer is visible. The figure starts to look a little bit wonky like that. As for the actual accessory, this is the Warlock staff he comes with. You do get the Horde logo, a pretty poorly painted Horde logo there on the head of the cow skull. You also get a skull here which actually has eyes for some reasons. I don't know why that is. And again, the whole lack of detail on this skull as well. See, none of the details are painted over. You got some paint slop, some, I don't know, an attempt at making a wash for that skull, which obviously came out very, very poorly. And you can get this only into his left hand. Like so, you just plug it in. And it will stay firmly, securely in place. And theoretically you should have no trouble stabilizing the figure and getting him to stand upright. There we go. And that's pretty much all there is to say about Gul'dan. So let me reiterate, this is a toy, this is not a collectible from my point of view, and it's just as disappointing as Series 1 from Jakks Pacific. My name has been Lazar, thank you guys for watching, like, favorite, share and subscribe if you enjoyed the content, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye everybody, bye bye. Acest video v-a fost adus de către 101figurine.ro. Intră și tu acum pe 101figurine.ro pentru a vizualiza o multitudine de statuete și figurine din universurile tale preferate.